Batman v Superman.
What do you think? Go off the top of a cop at Cineworld. As you can see, I thought I'd go all out for this review. Too much? Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. So if you haven't already guessed, I was really excited for the Batman v Superman movie. I couldn't wait to see the Dark Knight go against the Man of Steel and just mess each other up, while also getting a few hints towards the Justice League movie. And how did this movie do? Well, there are some good and bad bits. So Batman v Superman stars Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Amy Adams, Jeremy Irons, Jesse Eisenberg and Gal Gadot. And in this movie it starts out right where the Man of Steel left off, where during all the destruction he caused with his fight with Zod, we find out that Bruce Wayne was there when it happened. And as it happened, he lost friends, he saw innocent people die, and he made an enemy, or what he now considers to be an enemy. And while Batman is preparing to face up against Superman, Superman himself is on trial to see if he is a good or bad guy, to see if he's a threat to the planet or if he really is a hero. The thing that I loved the most about this movie was Ben Affleck as Batman. And when Ben Affleck was first cast as Batman, the internet went up in a riot. People hated this. However, there were a select few who didn't mind it. I was in that select few. I didn't mind because Ben Affleck has proven himself to be a great actor. Not with that movie. But with that movie, yes, he's proven himself to be a good actor with that movie. So I couldn't wait to see him take on this role. And I have to say that he is the best part of this movie. He steals every scene he's in. See, in this movie we get a much older, much more brutal, much more damaged Bruce Wayne. And I thought he pulled it off perfectly. This was the perfect time for him to play this character. But that's not to say the rest of the cast were bad. Henry Cavill as Superman, he was great. He proved that he was a good Superman in Man of Steel, which is a film I quite enjoyed. Sure, it had its flaws, but Henry Cavill I thought made a very good Superman. And he proves it again in this movie. He has the look, he has the heart, he has great on-screen chemistry with Lois Lane and Bruce Wayne. What can I say? The guy suits Superman. I think he's great. Amy Adams was good in the movie. She plays Lois Lane. She was really good in this movie. She's a really good actress, but I feel like she was a bit underused in this movie. I feel like the writers didn't really know what to do with her, so they just had her keep appearing in certain scenes, even when it didn't make sense. But you didn't really complain because when she was on screen, she gave off such a great screen presence that you were involved in her character. You cared about her, you wanted to see what she was doing, and you didn't want her to get hurt. Plus, she has great chemistry with Henry Cavill. Their on-screen chemistry is good, their relationship is believable. They work really well together. And Gal Gadot, she's great in this movie. This is another one where she was cast as Wonder Woman, people started to complain. Again, I really didn't mind, and in this movie she proves all the naysayers wrong. I thought she was great as Wonder Woman. She was brave, she was strong, she was intelligent, and she was a badass. I thought she fit the role perfectly, and I can't wait to see what she does in her solo Wonder Woman movie. And Jeremy Irons, he was great. He plays Alfred in this movie, and he did a really good job as Alfred. He had that care and compassion that the character normally has, as well as a great sense of humour and great comic timing. He actually generated quite a few laughs in this movie. And the whole Batman v Superman part, that was really good in this movie. I thought that was handled really well. Like, both of these characters had a reason to go against each other. Like, we know Batman's reason, but we don't really know Superman's movie until we find out later in the movie. It's not as if Batman's trying to kill him, so he's just going, oh well, he's trying to kill me, I better kill him. That didn't happen. They both had good motivation for what they needed to do. And I like that. And as for the fight scenes, they look awesome. When Batman and Superman are throwing down, it looks great. Zack Snyder has always been known for great visually stunning films, and he proves it again with this movie. The cinematography is beautiful, the shots are really slick. However, on focusing on the visual effects and making such a great looking movie, Zack Snyder has been known to lose part of the story, and that really doesn't change here. The storyline for this movie is so sloppy. I feel like they tried to cram so much into this movie and throw it out there that it just became a big splattered mess on the floor. For a start, this movie didn't know whether it wanted to be a Batman v Superman movie or a start-up to the Justice League. So instead of having two separate movies that could have worked, they cram it all into one, and it just feels messy. And the editing for this movie is so sloppy. It is so lazy. Like, you'll go from one shot where you're getting really invested, you're on the edge of your seat going, yes, 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 and then it cuts away to a completely different scene entirely, leaving you going, what just happened? And the movie itself is 2 hours and a half, which makes me think, what the hell did they cut out of this movie? It feels like so many scenes are just missing certain elements that would make it great. Originally, I heard that this was going to be a 3-hour-long movie and that it was possibly going to be rated R. There is part of me that hopes that if the Blu-ray is released that they have that extended edition. Hopefully, so it'll clear up some of the scenes. Then again, it might make the movie worse, so what do I know? Another thing I didn't like, and you may have noticed because I didn't talk about him in the good, was Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. Now, among all the casting that I didn't really mind about, I heard about Jesse Eisenberg being cast as Lex Luthor, and part of me went, no. Not that I think he's a bad actor, I think he is a very talented actor. And don't get me wrong, I was interested to see how he took on this role. But after seeing the movie, he just was miscast. In my opinion, I didn't feel he suited the role as Lex Luthor. He didn't feel menacing, I mean, at all. Considering he's the villain, then that's not good, is it? And the way he chose to portray Lex Luthor was quite over the top and quite cartoony. And I didn't feel like it really fit in the type of tone this movie had. You know, that dark, gritty, realistic type of tone? It's almost as if you threw Jim Carrey's Riddler in with Christopher Nolan's original trilogy. That's how out of place he felt in this movie. Or the way he chose to portray that character in this movie. But all that aside, there were two things I really couldn't stand in this movie. The first was Doomsday. And Doomsday is supposed to be this epic, godlike creature that is just unstoppable. And instead he just looks like a DC version of the Abomination. Seriously, this guy did not look good. And considering he's supposed to be one of the most badass and epic villains in DC, I felt like they could have used a bit of time just like tidying him up a bit. But no, he looks like shit. I suppose they spent all their budget money on blowing up the city again. That's right, the city gets blown up again. What can I say? It's a lot of fun. But the worst thing I hate about this movie, absolute thing I could not stand, was the setup for the Justice League. It felt so out of place and so forced. It's almost as if they were pushing it into our faces and down our throats. The best way I can compare it is if you've seen Family Guy. If you've seen this specific episode where the woman has that dog and she puts it towards that man's face and then starts shoving it down his throat. That's what it felt like doing the Justice League in this movie. Almost as if they were going, yeah, you liking this movie? Yeah, Batman vs Superman. Bit Wonder Woman in it, it's good, isn't it? Now we have the Justice League coming your way, it's a new movie coming your way soon! That's what it felt like. So although the visuals were stunning and the fights were awesome and Ben Affleck as Batman was great, the cast were pretty much great, this movie has a lot of problems, and so as much as I hate saying this, I have to give Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice 3 stars. It really pains me to say that, guys, but it's just a movie that has a lot of problems. It has a lot of good things in it, but a lot of problems as well. But if you are a fan of the DC comic movies and you love these two characters and you just want to see them fight, you'll love this movie. To anyone out there, I will say go watch the movie. You will have a good time for the action alone. But yeah, it has a lot of flaws and I wish they could have cleaned it up a little bit. So, Batman v Superman, have you guys seen it yet? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks ever so much for watching, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Share the video with your friends, that'll help my channel out a lot. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.